Good evening, everybody. This is Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet. We're in the CatchMark SportsNet podcast studio in Whitehall. We're pleased to have with us the Oakridge football team, the seniors at least from the football team here for a media day experience. Thank you very much to the sponsorship of Straight Line Design and Latch Flooring and Kitchen for their generosity to get these guys here and to kind of give them a fun night, away from practice and games and everything. So I'm happy to introduce our guest here. We have senior Braden Cunningham.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. We have senior Trevor Jones.
How's it going?
Doing well. You?
Good.
And then we have senior Noah McFadden.
How are you?
Doing well. Thank you. Thanks, guys. So tell me a little bit about yourselves, what positions you play, how long you've been playing football, and what Oakridge football means to you, if you want to start it out, Braden.
So I started playing football in 7th grade for Oakridge Middle School. I'm now a senior on the team, and I play wide receiver and DB. And Oakridge football means a lot to me. Growing up, I live right across the street from the stadium. I've been at every game, and yeah, it's pretty big for me.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Trevor?
I started around 6th grade. Grew up watching football games too. It's good. I like being part of Oakridge because just of the long, tradition of Oakridge and just like being part of the team.
Yeah, it's hard to find any better tradition-wise around here. What about you,
I've
Noah?
been playing football for Oakridge since middle school, and I love about it just the community aspect and what it means to each of us as a team and brothers and our families and the people that support us every week.
Now, you guys are off to a 1-2 start, which is a little rare for Oakridge, but I just told Coach, I said, I think you guys are pretty close to 3-0 as well. If you look at, obviously, you lost to Unity, which a game you could have won. You outgained them by quite a bit. And then last week against Manistee was a 20-15 game that went back and forth in the fourth quarter. So nothing you can do about it now. I mean, history is history, but what can you guys do? What do you need to do, you think, to just kind of maybe turn it around the other way for you guys, to maybe get in that win column where you guys are used to being?
Yeah, so a big talk for our defense at least is against Unity Christian. We were perfect on 90% of the plays, and 4 of them cost us the game. So we just got to eliminate those 4 or 5 plays every game for the big touchdowns and just keep going hard at practice, keep our minds right to get back on the road to winning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Braden. You have to be good in practice and kind of don't hang your heads down and keep fighting.
Yeah, I'd say it's cliche, but it's the little things. It's really just doing it all in practice the way you're supposed to and letting it transform to the game.
And what's you got Ludington this week at Ludington. They got their new stadium, new turf though. And you guys that's nothing new to you guys. Have played on that basically your whole high school career. So what are the things you need to do to get that W this week at Ludington?
We're just keeping our minds right, like I said. Been a long time since Oakridge lost 2 games in a row. Who even knows how long ago it was, and we just got to respond mentally and be prepared for Friday.
Yeah, we have to keep our minds right. Like Noah said, do the little things, and them big plays hurt, so we have to do those little things so they don't happen, and just execute.
Yeah, it's just about, I think, playing our game, doing our, being Oakridge and not worrying about anything outside of us.
So being here at Media Day tonight, it's a busy day for you because you had school, practice, etc. But what's been the best part, do you think, of this Media Day experience?
The hype video shoot is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Those poses in with the fog.
What was the best one?
The last one we did where Coach turns his head backwards for sure.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the hype video too. I mean, I think all of them are pretty cool. I like all of them, and yeah.
I think Coach's was my favorite. Too bad we couldn't get him to do no push-ups for us. But
What about the posed photos? Like, who had the best one?
Who did a cool one? I think Brody's was pretty cool in his wide receiver stance, pointing at the
Yeah.
I also like Nando's when he's flexing and with the helmet.
Nando's not afraid of the camera.
No, he's not. Nope.
You can tell that already.
Oh yeah.
So again, for this experience, we want to thank again our sponsors, Straight Line Design and Latch Flooring and Kitchen. So that just great generosity and to be able to create for this experiences for you guys. So that's awesome. But now I want to kind of have you guys talk about each other a little bit. So what is, how would you describe, you start with you, Braden, each of these two guys, and say something nice and say something maybe embarrassing, but keep it clean.
So both of these guys are leaders. They've both been on varsity since they were sophomores. 3 returns, something embarrassing maybe. I don't know.
Or hidden talents, maybe.
Hidden talents.
Something people might not know about these guys.
I can't think of anything.
We can come back to you.
I'll think.
Yeah, I mean, I've been friends with these guys since, 5th, 6th grade, playing football out at recess. I mean, we've been friends for our whole life pretty much. Embarrassing. Yeah, I can't think either. It's hard to think of shit.
All right, pressure's on.
You know, both of them are great leaders, great teammates, great athletes. They give it their all the time, and they never stop impressing. Trevor don't like cheese. That bothers me. Trevor don't like cheese.
What game was it last year? In the middle of a game, Trevor's pants blew out the whole back. So his whole back end's hanging out in the middle of the game. Had to tape him up on the sideline.
You remember what game that was?
That was Rivanna.
Yep. Got everything they could get to get you down.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, from what I remember, they didn't make too many tackles in that game. So that was one of the blowout games. But so who's the hardest guy to tackle on this team? Like, who's the hardest hitter on this team?
Ooh, hardest
Those
hitter?
are two different questions, actually. But who's the hardest hitter? We'll start with that.
Hardest hitter?
Brody.
Brody Jones or Zach Cribbins, maybe. Bryson Stevenson, too.
Yeah. Brody's
I don't know.
sneaky strong like that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he don't look like it, but he'll knock someone's helmet off if he has to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure, Brody. He's coming downhill.
Hardest to tackle. That's pretty.
It's pretty obvious. I think
Yeah.
I'm sitting across from him right now.
Yeah, for
sure. Wouldn't want to try to tackle that. But any Coach Harger sayings, things that he says all the time, or any
Fuel the
impersonation.
machine.
Do you have any?
Fuel
do you
the
have any-
machine.
What do you say?
Oh,
Fuel the machine.
fuel the machine.
If it's
Fuel the
conditioning
machine.
week, it's hot, it's been a long week, go home, eat right, treat your body right, fuel the machine.
He gives an analogy to a car. Car runs out of gas, can't go anywhere. You got to fuel the machine.
Did you know that he's a cyclist?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We know about his
He's got that bike rack. He's got that bike on the back of it.
Sometimes he
Have
rides.
you ever seen him out there?
Sometimes
Never-
he rides his bike to practice.
I've never caught him on it, though. I mean, like summer workouts, the bike's there, he's there, but we never see him on
Never
it.
seen. Yeah.
Maybe Tour de France for him someday.
I wouldn't put it by him.
So, what does kind of? I want to go back into the Oakridge football tradition. If you guys could kind of maybe elaborate, what does that exactly mean, or what does that stand for? What when you say Oakridge tradition, what do you think? What do you think, and what do people think? Do you think about that? You know, what does that mean?
Oakridge's tradition has been winning. Obviously, he started with Coach Sugars. He came in and just built the program from the ground up pretty much. It's just a lot of unity, like community really brings it together. Like the stands are packed. There's little kids want to go to the games just to be able to watch from the sidelines. And all you want to do when you're a little kid is play Oakridge football and be the guy on Friday nights wearing the jersey.
Seeing all those numbers, you know, where it says shows all the titles and everything. How often do you look at that and that just kind of reminds you, okay, this is what we're trying to kind of carry on?
Well, that's our goal every year, to put numbers on that board. You know, we like to say we bleed blue. You know, the tradition.
That's right.
I'd say it's the things that both guys said, but another thing is consistency. And that's credit to the coaches. The coaches, no, you cannot give them enough credit year in, year out. They're giving it their entire weekend, their days after school. They're giving it everything they got for us to get us best prepared, and they want to see us succeed.
So who's the biggest clown on the team?
Ooh, Julian.
Julian or Hernando.
Yeah, Julian or Hernando. They're yeah.
Julian or Hernando, yeah, they'll get the jokes going.
Oh yeah.
So what's been the highlight so far? It's only 3 games in, 4 games this week, but highlight of the season so far.
I mean, week 1 we got the win.
Yeah.
And we had to come back for
Yeah,
that.
That was
Yeah,
crazy. You got maybe 5-6 minutes of the game in.
Yeah,
maybe?
We had
We
like
just
5
started going, and
5 minutes left of the first quarter.
and I seen a picture the next day, and there was a true tornado on the backside of Sparta's high school. There was a big
Yeah.
old cloud back there.
That when you guys were, so that was the Thursday night, right?
Yep, that
When
was
that
the
weather
Thursday
came.
night.
We were
Yeah,
sitting in the high school for
Well, we went
how
to
long?
the locker room, and we were expecting, okay, we'll be back out there. But they brought us into the high school and sat in their locker room. And for me and Trevor, 2 years ago, we were sophomores and we played at Sparta for the first time ever. And same thing happened, except for it was a Thursday night game, and we had multiple. I think it was 2 or 3 lightning delays. We didn't get home till after midnight, but. Yeah, it seems to be like the.
How'd we pull out that dub, Noah? How'd we pull that out?
Say
I
it.
used to be a little lighter, play linebacker, and I got a game-sealing interception.
There you go. Hey, but you just put on the weight because they need you on the line, right?
Of course,
That's exactly
of course,
why,
and
yeah.
I don't
I-
like food that much.
No,
like-
no, you didn't really like to. You had to force it down. Right?
Exactly.
I get it. Yep, I understand that. But so going back to last year, another really good year for you guys. Got to the regional, played Gladwin, which at the time, I don't know if people around here knew much about Gladwin, but then you play them, you have every chance to win that game. You're right in it with them. They pull away toward the end, and then they go on and win it all. They beat Grand Rapids Catholic, and then they beat Frankenmuth. And so tell me what the mindset is for you guys, or what you're thinking when you're watching them go on and win when you know you were right there with them.
Yeah, so that makes like the last 3 years in a row. I think last 4 out of 5 we've lost to the state champs in Division 5. So yeah, knowing that they're right there, and our assistant coach, Coach Randall, he thinks about that every day. He says 12 minutes. We were 12 minutes away from going all the way with Gladwin. At halftime, we were up 8-6, and I actually went to the finals that year and watched Gladwin play Frankenmuth, and being in the stands and watching them win it made me realize really how close we are, because that could have been us.
Yeah, I agree. I was sitting there in that same game thinking the same thing. I mean, you had a touchdown, Trevor, that got wiped off the board. That was a key moment, wasn't it? A touchdown, right?
Oh,
that you
yeah.
scored.
And it was just
Third quarter, was it? Or was it?
Yeah,
It was
Yeah.
third quarter, and it was just a little like a legal formation because somebody was.
Yeah.
yeah, our
On
script
the
team
line.
was set.
No, but but it seemed like right after that is where the everything turned. It felt
Yeah,
like.
yeah. Because that game we had everything going for us. Even like stuff that didn't go our way. Gladwin's first touchdown was a forced fumble at the goal line that
Yeah,
flew up in the
that
air, and the
popped in
tight
there
end
and
caught it. And
Yeah. Yeah, that's another play that.
it's a common theme, and we need to make a change.
Yeah. I mean, what do you do? What can you do about that, though? It's just the little things, the
It's
details.
something working harder, and it's not getting complacent and happy with where we're at. Like these district championships are nice because not everyone gets to experience that, but there's got to be a next step to it, and we can't settle.
Yeah, that's a big goal for us, is to get over their regional game hump. Sure.
How do you switching gears again? How would you describe each of the coaches on the staff? Like if you go down the line, we talked about Coach Harger a little bit, but if you want to talk about him and then the others.
Coach Hugger is probably the guy. He stays the course, he says. He can get up or down, but he just keeps you right in the middle. And then Coach Parker, for sure, he's the one who'll get after you. He'll get fired up.
He's got no filter though. He's not afraid to
Yeah.
mess around, but he gets
For
on
sure.
us for sure.
What about Coach Randall?
Coach Randall, he's like the all mental guy. Like,
Yep.
Workhorse, like
Yep.
yeah,
give it everything you got all the time.
yeah, he's
You
always
wanna
keeping us in
succeed.
check, like making everything a reality and telling us how it really is and what we need to do.
What about Coach Van Heest?
I mean, I could say him as my offensive line coach, but he's a go-getter, aggressive, gonna be all about it, gonna, get them pancakes, pour that syrup on them afterward, and yeah, that's what it's like.
Is that how you gain the weight? Pancakes and
Yeah,
syrup?
get my pancakes in the game, and then eat them after.
So Coach Danishek too?
He's the quiet one, I'd say. He's
He's
quiet. He can get
More
fiery,
quiet one.
but he's just the offensive mastermind. He knows what needs to happen, and he never stops surprising us.
And then who am I missing? You got other coaches too?
Running back coach.
Oh yeah, Coach Daly.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Roger.
yeah, I mean, he's kind of quiet too until you start messing up, and then he starts getting after you a little bit. But he knows the running back spot really good and helps me out a lot.
And we got Coach Cook. He was our middle
Oh, yeah.
school.
Buddha?
Yep, Buddha Cook.
Yep.
Yep, he was our middle school conditioning coach basically, and he introduced us to the Oakridge way. And now he helps out as a tight end coach, and he runs the scout offense, and he's just a fun guy to be around.
Yeah, he was a load back in the day. Yeah. So, but we're getting close on our time here. But I want to ask you guys, what are your goals still? In the season, obviously, maybe not the start you wanted, but still a lot of season left, a lot of games to play, things to shake out. So, from each of you, what are your goals to as you wrap up your senior year here?
So we're on our last ride. We again, who knows when the last time Oakridge lost 2 in a row is, but we've been in worse situations before, and adversity has been something we've always gone through, and we just got to rebound. We can still get over that regional game. We can still go to state. These 2 losses are in the past. We got to move on.
Well, like I said earlier, we like putting numbers on the board. We see them every day. We look at them every day. We touch the plaques of our state championships before we go out in the field every day. I mean, we just like putting them numbers on the board.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no way around it. It's flat out embarrassing how we started, and I know none of us want to be remembered that way. So it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and we're going to give everything we got and just be us.
Well, it's a good mindset, guys. I appreciate you joining me here. We have senior Braden Cunningham, senior Trevor Jones, and senior Noah McFadden. I'm Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet. This is the Oakridge Football Media Day at CatchMark here. And best of luck to you guys Friday and then the rest of the season. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Yep.